All right. Welcome to week 5 feature matches here for Final Fantasy League. We are getting down towards the end of this league's journey. Tonight I got Chris R with me. How's it going?
Going well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. It looks like we're gonna be getting a mulligan here from one of our players. We got Nick A up against Matthew H, who you're going to be watching what's going on in his hand there.
Hold on a second. So it looks like we're green blue. He's got two more lands in hand. Dreams of Laguna. He's gonna get the Sahagin out here. Ice Magic, Uncharted Voyage, and a Bard's Bow to round out the
Yep.
hand.
Looks like he has stuff to do. Nothing spectacular, but he'll have plays for the next few turns. Nick looks like a pretty straightforward black-white deck. With the mulligan, though, he drew maybe a couple more lands he would have probably wanted this early. He's got a White Mage's Staff and a Battle Menu in hand, and the rest are basic lands. Um, he's trying to Heck die, so that's something else to do. Yeah, looking at the records here, they seem to be doing pretty good. Nick's at 15 and 9. Matthews at 14 and 7. In a normal league, both of those records would be on the edge of top 8 or in the top 16. Well, because of the size of our league, they are both in the top 32 right now. So still competing, still in there, still definitely within reach of the goal here.
Yeah, not a bad place to be. Up there, 14, 15 wins. You can still make it happen.
Yeah, just gonna have to get a lot of wins, it seems. Yes, this Matoy is an interesting play. We'll see if he has follow-ups that can generate some value here.
Yeah, the other card that we don't know about yet is he has a Dreams of Laguna, second one in hand now.
Well, that'll do it with Matoya.
Yep.
As long as the Matoya is allowed to live, which it will be here. There's the only removal is battle menu, and there's no targets for that one yet. Yeah, there's a Zac Fair also in hand, which is been a real good card. Like this thing just comes down and just does all sorts of terrors on your opponent.
Yeah, I'm looking at Matthew's pool here. Four Dreams of Laguna.
Okay, I suppose that's a reason to play Matoya. I mean,
Yep, and it's going to look good on the second half with for all the Sahagin. You know, if he's got a couple of those in his pool too, so
yes, Sahakin
could
is
be good.
kind of like a push design. Like we've seen creatures like this before, but it's usually like when you cast a non-creature spell +1 until end of turn, or scry, or +1/+0 scry, or +1/+1, like a prowess type thing. But this counter is a big deal.
Yeah, the toughness, it gets up there fast, and then it's really hard to deal with once you're at 3/5 and above, and it's just yeah, becomes a problem.
Yeah, and it's not like every time they're making it unblockable, it's also growing. That's the thing. So you can't just say, okay, it's at 3 now. I'm going to take a couple more hits at 3 power. It's like no, as soon as they cast another spell, it goes up to 4. So
Yeah, exactly.
it becomes a threat. We got the Matoya trigger here, which you love to see it.
And he might just okay, yeah. So he kept a land on top. He drew a Chocobo kick and an Ultimecia. So there's some black floating in here in the
Okay,
in the pool too.
yeah, it's a nice late game one as well that also surveils.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say he's got a theme deck here, but he's got enough to support the Matoya to make it a card he wants to play.
Well, I am peeking at his pool. Three Ultimecias. So a lot of duplicates in his pool here.
All right, very cool. I think just the way that we made the packs in this league just ended up with people having more copies of cards than like of the same card than sort of normal packs would.
I would agree. That's been my experience. I have a couple of four X's and three X's that I'm running in my deck in the league too.
Yeah, I've heard people saying I have 3 of this, I have 4 of this. I mean, I ended with 5 Malboros in my pool, so yeah. It just, I mean, it doesn't change all that much. It's just, if anything, if you get 3 or 4 copies of the right card, it can lead to, a highly synergistic deck, or at least strategy.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, Nick's sort of, he's playing this little black white small creatures, value some probably some sack stuff in there, and you just can't really do anything. Like he didn't draw removal, he didn't draw uh, anything to get through. He didn't draw a big creature, so he's just kind of sitting around here while Matthew's going to get value from his cards.
Yeah, I think Matthew's going to be perfectly fine with that. He finally drew his fourth land, so Sahagan's going to be online. He's got a lot of surveil happening.
Yeah, I
Could be
mean,
pretty good.
he's got a battle menu here if he wants to try and keep his judge alive, as well as, well, either that or the Zach. So he's threatening the Zach fair play.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's gonna just draw out whatever's gonna happen, and Matthew's holding up ice magic, so I'm sure he'll just pitch that back if something goes too awry.
Yeah, and I mean, Nick's got to know that he has something, right? He has mana open. You know, he's got to be cognizant that if he makes the first move here, trying to win combat with Zach Fair, it might not work out. So he may just go for the trade here. No, he is making the move here,
Okay, well,
and that's just going to send this Judge Magister right back to hand.
yeah, worked out pretty good for Matthew there. Oh, look at that,
Yeah.
another Matoya off the top.
Wow. Okay. Really, he's really on theme here. I mean,
I didn't think to check for more of those.
I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying this. I mean, there's another surveil card that he just put surveilled into the graveyard there. I mean, he's looking for more lands, but yeah, another surveil card.
Yeah, not bad.
So the fact that it says whenever you scry or surveil on it is kind of funny because I believe there's 0 cards in the set that scry. I think there's one of the bonus sheet cards, but we don't even have that in League. So I mean, a nice creature drawn off the top here. It's not going to really help the board state. Normally, if you're curving out, this Intrepid Rabbit is going to get you really far ahead. That's one from Bloomburrow that you could offspring it and it'll pump something when it comes in.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that was like a premium common back then. And I mean, I imagine in this style of deck, it's gonna perform really well. It's just he's not in position to take advantage of it. Maybe he'll try next turn, pumping up the judge and going for another attack. But for now, I think he's just going to take it easy.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, we got an island. For Matthew, he had drawn a combat tutorial in the last step, so he's got a lot of card draw, a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Nick has some powerful cards that could turn the tide of this game, but he's going to need to draw them sooner than later here, because otherwise the game
Most
is
definitely.
going to be slipping away from the card advantage.
Okay, we're gonna see the combat tutorial. Gonna pump this Sahagan a little bit more. Finds him another Dreams of Laguna and another land. And he's just gonna say, I don't want to see this judge anymore.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, combat tutorial has been really good. Like it just looked like, oh, divination with a bonus, but especially when you get a 2 drop and then you combat tutorial, it's like that +1 counter is like a world of difference.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing, right? Is they're sort of iterating and sort of pumping classic cards, and yeah, this is the best version of it that we've seen for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like as is, I don't think you could print divination with the in the sets that they're making today. But I mean, add a +1 counter, and now we're looking at like a really highly regarded card. Yeah,
Now we're talking.
the side quest catch a fish here. I mean, just it not doing anything to progress the board here when he's just slated to take another pile of damage. He's got the battle menu now to get this Sahagin off the board, which I imagine he'll go ahead with here.
Yeah, but the pressure's there already.
Yeah, I mean the lunar whale is gonna attack and get damage because we've got no answer in sight. Yeah, he's just gonna chump block here, try and give himself some more time.
Yep, and then Matthew has got the Dreams of Laguna. He can cast on end step, and he drew the ancient big turtle.
Oh yeah, the 8 drop.
Yep.
That's a big one. Yeah, just a land off the top here for the side quest Catch a Fish, so it doesn't get to transform it or draw it.
Okay.
And yeah, I imagine this game can't last too many more turns. He can, you can do a little attack here, but Matthew's sitting at 18 life here. I think he's mostly unconcerned about his opponent attacking him at this time.
Yep. I don't think he's too worried about it. He's gonna bin this spectral interference. I think he just needs to draw some land so he can cast all these spells he's trying.
Yeah, I think the game would have been potentially even over by now if Matthew was hitting like a land every turn.
Yep.
Um, but now he should be with the amount of card draw he's got.
He did draw, I think, the best card for finding lands in the set. Summon Fenrir.
It's a real good one. Yeah, so here comes
That's a good
Lunar
one.
Whale, so he can start playing cards off the top potentially if there's anything of interest there.
He sees an island, so that's gonna be. Or did
Oh,
he already play land for turn? I can't remember.
no,
But
I don't believe so. Because last turn he played Lunar Whale and Dreams of Laguna.
now
My
he's just
mistake.
playing off the top of his deck.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I mean the Gardener's probably like worse than whatever's in his hand, but might as well play it if it's free off the top of the deck.
Yeah, for sure. And now he'll go find this swamp for the two Ultimisias that he's holding up.
And this little unassuming Matoya actually just did a lot.
Yeah, it really did.
I just drew a few extra cards. Unfortunately, this land is it's not the end of the game, but Nick has decided that he
Eh,
cannot win
He's
from
seen
that
enough.
spot.
Don't blame him.
And yeah, Nick's got a pretty low to the ground white black deck here. Only one card above 4 mana, which is the summon Primal Odin. But otherwise, his deck is
Okay.
just he's stacked on 2 drops, and other than the Odin, his equivalent goes up to 4.
Interesting. Yeah, we're looking at the opposite over here. His curve actually isn't that high, but despite those land troubles, Matthew's running 26 lands, which is pretty high for a league deck. He knows he needs the lands.
Wow, I don't think I've seen like 26 lands other than like in week 1 when you're just like trying to put together a deck that can cast spells.
Yeah, and that's 26 with two summon Fenrirs and two of the Gardeners.
And he was still missing like not that it was a problem, but if Nick would have been drawing more spells and maybe putting more pressure, one thing I do see he does have some removal, but probably a good deal less than you would want. He has a few unconditional removals though, but just didn't draw any of them. He also has poke peeking in there in the 2 drop slot. Perhaps one of the reasons why he aimed his curve a little bit lower. The Dark Confidant there.
Oh, okay, yeah, you definitely definitely want to be a low curve deck if you're playing that thing. And I say if you're playing that thing because I'll never play it because I lose to that card if it's on my battlefield all the time.
I have I have not put it in a deck yet, but not for lack of opportunity. It just hasn't come up. Like I haven't seen it, or I saw it and my deck was like too high curve, so I just didn't go for it. I mean, as one card out of 60, probably not worth building around, but also, if you do get on turn 2, you don't want to take needless damage.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed, I think Matthew might be running over 60. I think maybe that's why his land count is high.
Okay.
He submitted it pretty quick, but let's do a little math. He might be on 65 or 66 cards.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, there's not really that many great reasons to do that. Maybe he was having trouble finishing the game before he decked out, which I don't know what 5 or 6 extra cards is going to get you. And I also find that for 60 cards, yeah, I mean, maybe just maybe he has a vision that we are incapable of comprehending. But
I wish I could see it again. Yeah.
yeah, we might if there's a third game, we might see it during sideboarding. Pretty nice start here for Nick. What's Matthew got going on?
So he's got three more lands, another Matoya, a Spineseeker Centipede, and a Summon Fenrir. So he can get those lands.
All right, he's gonna have all the lands that he would want, I imagine here. And
Yep.
Nick has all the Hecties I think he would want. I saw 4 in his deck during sideboarding. He's got 2 in hand here.
Wow.
And he's also got a Slash of Light in hand, which is basically gonna destroy just about anything. Uh, it's currently deals 4 damage to anything.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
seeing a lot of hand disruption playing against it in the league, and it can be pretty frustrating. There's a lot of it to go around.
Yeah, I mean, there's Hectize, there's Malboro. There's two black commons that make opponent discard a card, though. Malboro's a bit of a different
Yeah.
card, being 6 mana. There's an uncommon one as well that looks at the opponent's hand and gets rid of an artifact or creature.
Yeah, and maybe just like we were talking about all the multiples that people are seeing in their pools, it seems like it's been a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's weird. Like Hectize is just it's a good card. It's nothing special. I think like later in the league, as long as your deck can make use of the disposable body, like Hectize, I think gets better as the league goes on because it's like everybody's cards are better. So like you're more likely to
Yeah,
hit like a better card late in the league.
yeah, and then later as the games go along too, you turn 7, turn 8, you just sort of sometimes that's a bad draw, and sometimes it's a great draw when you've got these 8 drops and stuff like that take over the game.
Yeah, so kind of like we saw in game one, Nick had no problem like developing a few creatures, but he's kind of like stuck on being able to attack here. This 1/3 just stops everything. He just doesn't have mana to cast multiple spells in a turn. He's going to Slash of like the Fenrir here. The Fenrir already got its value with the land, and I mean he only actually has one attack here. Oh no, he's okay.
Interesting.
I mean he was basically saying, yeah, I'll trade the Zach Fair for your Gardener essentially with that attack.
Yeah.
So if he sacks here, which he's thinking of doing, it's 2 extra damage. And I think that is what he's doing. I think he's saying, I need to deal as much damage now as possible. He's got 2 Hectives and a white Orosite in hand.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's a little tricky here for Matthew. He's got all 3 drops that he can play. And so he's got 3 lands and 2 other 3 drops.
Well, you can now play another 3 drop, right? Yeah, you can
Well,
still
he
play
already
another.
played. Oh, can he play another?
Well, you can play his land. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I miscounted. All right, so then he's good to
Oh,
go.
there's that
And then 4
Matoya.
toughness is going to be, that's not bad.
Okay, white Orosite here means he can get rid of this Matoya or the
Okay.
Centipede, but imagine it's the Matoya, especially after he saw what it did last game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Like if your opponent casts Matoya, you have to assume it's like they're going to be able to use it. I don't like you have
Absolutely.
to
No.
treat it as if they're going to be able to get the trigger and probably want to remove it before they have the chance if you can.
Okay. Matthew's making sure Auto Tapper doesn't cause him any problems. And he drew another land and a Lunar Whale, so he's got 5 lands in hand and a Lunar
Okay.
Whale.
I mean, you can't just play the Lunar Whale.
Oof.
I guess he
He's
can.
putting the shields down.
Yeah, so he's not going to take lethal damage here. We got triple Hectize in hand. So he can either equip the Black Mage's Rod and get 1 extra damage in or cast 2 Hectize.
Okay. It's gonna be close.
It looks like he said I'm gonna grab 2 cards from my opponent's hand here.
He can have all the lands he wants.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's down to a forest and an island now. And he draws another forest.
And I guess he's gonna have to attack with this Lunar Whale here and hope to just roll off multiple cards. I'm guessing. No, he said I don't even think that's possible. I mean, he could have
Yeah, yep.
attacked and then he could have found like a removal and a blocker or something. I mean, it's not. I guess whatever the top card of his deck was of no help. So
It was a spectral interference,
okay,
so it wasn't
so
gonna
that
do.
was dead. Okay, yep. So that settles that.
And he was running 64 cards.
Okay, so that at least somewhat explains the land count being higher, but it's like he's taking out Heck Dies. He took out a couple of the Heck Dies and he put in a couple pump spells. You're not alone.
Hmm.
I think he realizes he absolutely has to uh, get off to a blazing start and have cheap ways to do damage or interact. And Heck Dies just, against a ramp deck, it's not going to be that great. It doesn't
Yeah,
attack
makes sense.
well. Opponent can just drop a land, and they still have many ways to get lands, or just drop like a ramp card later in the game that they don't need anymore. So he identified. I think he took out two of them and put in two pump spells. You're not alone.
Okay. Yeah, there was a couple changes I didn't really see. We're starting with two lands for Matthew and a 3 tree Root Weaver, so another
Okay,
1/3 mana dork.
that one does tap for any color, I believe.
I believe that's correct, and he needs it for his blue cards, which doesn't currently can't cast.
Yeah, we have an exceptionally slow hand here. Actually, I I think if it's me in this spot, I think I'd be forced to mulligan. He's got two Slash of Lights uh, and an Intrepid Rabbit, and then he drew You're Not Alone. So
Okay.
his first play is a 3 mana 3/2 with no text on it if he casts it on three. So looks like he's gonna play the Reno and Rude he just drew, and then yeah, he's I would say significantly behind here against the Lunar Whale. Yeah, I feel especially on the draw, you can definitely mulligan that hand, and I think the average random hand would be better than two Slash of Lights and Intrepid Rabbit. But he was he
Yeah.
was he was hoping to draw some of his early drops and just unfortunately didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Matthew's deciding what order to do things here, and he's just gonna play off of the whale. There's a island on top.
all right, that works. So plays the island. Anything else interesting on top there?
Yeah, it's a Crossroads Village is on top, and so he's
Okay,
gonna get this Matoya down. And let's see, he's got a Howler's Heavy in hand, a Sephiroth's Intervention, and a Coliseum Behemoth in an island.
okay. So he's got plenty to do here. I mean, we're gonna get the Intrepid Rabbit coming in. You can get an attack in for four. I mean, it's not really moving the needle here on stopping his opponent. Like Nick Nick's deck is the kind that he's the one who gets out on the front foot, and opponent needs to answer stuff. Well, with a turn three Lunar Whale, Matthew turned the tables on that plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Rito and Rude, super weird card. Like it, you're spending a lot of time and resources to get a card off of it.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, and that might even help Matthew to get that land out of the way if he just keeps drawing lands here.
Yeah, like he might have actually got him one card deeper to more resources. What's on
Yeah,
top?
he's got
What's on
the
top of the deck,
regalia right now. What's on top
as
of the
we say?
deck? Well, this is what's on top of the deck.
Yeah, a bit awkward as second main phase regalia, but I mean, when it's free from Lunar Whale trigger, you take it.
Yeah, so Ice Magic is on the top here, so Matthew's trying to decide if he just wants to use it and maybe get rid of the token or slow him down a little bit,
I mean,
just to keep digging into his.
you could bounce the Reno and Root also, since it does have an
Yep.
attack. Yeah, he just said that's the one that actually might do something. The 3/2 and the 1/1, not as much.
No.
Yeah, so his Slash of Lights are now dealing more than zero damage. Right now it's at two. If he plays Black Mage's Rod, it'll be at four. So not quite enough to get the Lunar Whale. He's deciding if he wants to just play two things, being Black Mage's Rod and Reno, or play one of his creatures and probably Black Mage's Rod to leave a Slash of Light, which he could get the Regalia for four.
Yeah, I mean that'd be pretty tempting.
Okay, he just said, forget that. I'm not going to Slash of Light right now. I'll set up for next turn. Attack opponent. I mean, while this is going on, Matthew is at 12, so he can't, you know. Nick has been attacking him, you know, at least steadily.
Yeah, this is going to help with some board presence here. Tunnel Surveyor.
That's a nice one. Yeah, just a 2/2 and a 1/1. Nothing special, but, yeah, they block.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just what the doctor ordered for this situation, where your opponent's just trying to sneak some damage through, and you don't want to put all your shields down, which is what he'd been doing the last few turns.
Yeah, like that's a card that Nick's deck hates to see, just two bodies and small ones, because
Hmm.
all of Nick's creatures are pretty small. Looks like he's going to attack with his vehicles here. All right, there goes the land.
Okay, Ultimisi on the top, so that's not going to come down.
Nope, not this turn.
But
Nick
after this is settled, he can cycle the Howler's Heavy, or he can play a stuck in Summoner Sanctum and just lock something down.
Howler's Heavy, is that 3/4 for 4? If you
The
cycle it,
Howler's
it's
Heavy
minus.
is
If you cycle it, -3 -0 to something.
that's right. Yeah,
Okay. I think it's just a 4 mana 3/4 if you play it as a creature, but that didn't
yeah.
happen too much. Yeah, the forgotten cycling deck that never barely came together in Ether Drift
Hmm.
once in a while.
But it was there.
So Nick's deciding what to do now. These Slash of Lights are awkward because he can't actually get what he wants to with them because the cards he wants to get are vehicles. But he's just going to go for the Matoya here. Try and just. I mean, he can't. I mean, 3, 5. I
You
mean,
trying
if
to go for the win right now?
uh, I mean, if Matthew declares no blocks, I mean, we do have a "You're Not Alone" in hand, but he's not going to go for the win here. He does have to slave the other Slash of Light for the Lunar Whale,
Yeah.
but he's going to lose something in combat here, I imagine. So said he has what the what does Matthew have here?
Well, so he's got this. He's got a stuck in Summoner Sanctum and a Howler's Heavy. He also has a Sephiroth's Intervention and a Colosseum Behemoth in hand.
Okay, so nothing to actually take Nick off of having 5 creatures and equipment for Slash of Light.
No.
I think Nick realized that he can't just throw away his creatures. So okay, so he's gonna cycle the Howler's Heavy, a deep cut from Ether Drift.
Yep. And he's deciding what he wants to target. Does he want to save the 3 damage, or does he want to keep his card on top?
But what's on top of the deck?
The Ultimisia.
I mean, he can draw it from the Howler's Heavy.
Oh, right. Yeah, it comes from the. Right,
And
right,
now
right.
it'll be a random card. Or
Now it'll be a Spineseeker Centipede.
I mean, a Spineseeker Centipede is an upgrade over this 1/1 rabbit, but he has to leave his mana for Slash of Light here. I don't think he can actually do this here.
Yep. He decided the same. There's now a Spectral Interference on the top
Yeah,
in India's hand.
just like when your deck is as low curve and as Nyx is, you absolutely have to basically curve out most games. And we saw this game. You just first play was a Reno and Root on turn 3. So uh, and Matthew just got his Lunar Whale out on turn 3, not answered, and so Matthews maybe taking a peek at Nick's pool and maybe notices a bunch of things that could kill the Lunar Whale, and he said, "I don't really need to right now."
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's definitely ahead on resources, and the Sephiroth's Intervention, just as a backup, that
Mm.
2 life makes a difference when you're sort of counting the racing down.
Yeah, this is an exceptionally safe line of play. So much so that I don't know if I would have been able to not crew my Lunar Whale and attack with it, deal 3 damage, but also get some cards. But with the Slash of Light in hand for Nick, Matthew says, "Well, if you have a removal, I'll make you use it on something else. Do you want to go to 3, or do you want to jump, or do you want to remove my Regalia?
Yeah.
I still have the Lunar Whale back, so." So what else are Matthew's options in hand here for the rest of the turn?
Yeah, so so it's Sephiroth's Intervention, the Behemoth, the Ultimecia, Stuck in Summoner Sanctum, and a Spectral Interference. So a lot of stuff we've seen coming. He's got the I don't know how to say it, the quinoa trip twist or whatever, the thing that can you can draw a card, get a instant sorcery back, I think is what it
Oh,
does.
I just call it Halo Forager
Halo, yeah,
at
okay, there you
home.
go.
But
Quistis Treppy, yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't read it
it's
honestly.
okay. I've probably done worse in these feature matches pronouncing some of these cards.
Not a Final Fantasy guy, so
I mean, even
don't
from
know
the
these.
regular sets, some of the pronunciations. I don't know if they still do it, but I remember hearing that they used to at the Pro Tour give the commentators a pronunciation guide for all of the different nonsense words that they come up with.
I mean, that seems necessary to me.
I mean, I know they do that in sports too. Like they give commentators pronunciation guides for like the opposing teams' players and all that.
Hmm.
Where's ours?
That's right.
All right,
We're out here
so
in these streets. We need some help.
same attacks as last turn here. The White Mage's Staff drawn for turn doesn't change anything. He does have a summon Primal Odin that he drew from last turn,
Okay.
but the summon Primal Odin again doesn't solve the problem he needs solved.
Yeah, and that would just get countered anyway with the spectral interference.
Is Spectral Interference counter anything?
Artifact or creature spell.
Artifact or creature, okay. Unless they pay 4.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't remember all what the specifics of every one of these quench effects.
You need to see the art before you can remember
Yeah.
the things, right?
Sometimes if I mean
I know.
like they make them with all these little changes to them, and it was funny because they have Ravnica Allegiance up on Arena this week, and I was watching some people play, and I saw like the actual quench just
Oh, hey, there you go.
just counter a spell unless they pay 2 for 2 mana. Because I think we've gotten to just call them all like quench effects. Those 2 mana counter unless they pay something.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna go for the pump spell here.
It makes it close. I mean, he can just snap off of the intervention and
I
okay.
mean, he's he's not dying.
I mean, I'd be nervous to go down to one with the Black Mage's Rod in hand.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the.
I mean, Matthew's not happy to like have to just destroy a 1/1 here, but he knows his life's on the line.
Yeah, and I think that's why he took the conservative line, right? Because he knew he had lots of outs for something like this.
And now, if Matthew does attack with the Lunar Whale, the game will basically be done.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think Nick was hoping to get the attacks through and then cast a spell uh, before his mage token got killed, or his was his hero token. But now the game's ending more or less, unless Matthew decides not to attack with Lunar Whale, but which he did last turn. So well, there's a Questus. He's not looking. Can we do something with this? He's got 5 mana, and he can sacrifice his Black Mage's Rod and cast something. I don't think there's anything useful. No, there's nothing good enough there.
Nope, that'll do it.
Yeah. So Nick's hope here is that he doesn't get attacked by a lunar whale, but I imagine this is getting countered, and Matthew will just be able to attack for lethal with whichever creatures he chooses. Yeah.
Yeah, you
As
might
this is
as
getting
well.
countered, his slash of light now only does two. So looks like Matthew is continuing his climb up the standings here, 15-7 after this game. That's going to put him in good shape to possibly go for a top eight run or top 16, as it were. I believe we're doing now,
Yeah, that's not bad.
and still with a few matches left to play in the week as well.
Yeah, so he's
So
just making sure he does everything right here.
yeah, I think he's just, as they say, putting his ducks in a line, or however that goes.
I think
Just,
that's it.
he's got the win on board. He just needs to make sure his opponent can't do anything to disrupt both attackers. Very unlikely.
Yep.
Likely that he may be able to deal one, and now he's showing the slash of light on his own creature. So
Oh,
just for just to show that he had it. But congratulations to Matthew here, winning our first feature match of week 5. We'll be back in a little bit for our second match of the week. Thanks for watching.